Hello, I'm Tommy Hughes, and my tip for the day is going to be on MetaTags, specifically for your website. Okay, what you're seeing here is just an HTML template that your web designer, web developer would possibly get started with to build your website. And so what I'm going to do is show you in here where the meta tags go, kind of just give you, for those of you that don't know, just kind of give you an idea of where they go and what they look like. Now, I am going to say this just so that I don't get a bunch of you getting angry and sending me a bunch of email about, hey, this doesn't work, or that's not really SEO, or, doesn't Google said these don't matter anymore. So let me just clarify some things. First, Google is always changing their algorithms, and the reason that they are is because when we figure out what works to get higher ranking, most people abuse that to try to obviously get their websites and their message up front without having to pay for it or do the advertising. And I mean abuse it. And so Google changes their algorithms continually to make sure that we don't figure out what they give credit to and allow those rankings to happen. So with that said, what I'm going to show you is not going to guarantee that your website is always at the top of search rankings. But what I am saying is, on the opposite side of that, Google wants to give, again, their users the most relevant content available when they're making their search. The most up-to-date, the most relevant, the most content. On the other side of that, you want people who are searching for a product that fits what you do. You want users that are currently looking for your service or your product now. Those are the best types of users. And so there's a harmony there, right? So if you do enough of the correct things to your website continually, then you should get more searches, more viewers to your website. Okay, so this is all it's about, just doing enough of the right things continually. So with that, let's just move on forward and take a look at what we have here. Okay, so I'm going to put in one of the first tags that you're going to see in there would be the title tag. And I'm going to just speed this up for our purposes. And so in the title tag, what I would put in, again, your URL, just to give you an idea where this ends up, just so you can see where the title tag ends up, and a keyword, or the major keyword I would put in there about what your site is about. So as you can see, this shows up here, Tommy's hat, and then the keywords behind here. So anyway, this is where, in the tab is where that title tag ends up, just so you could see it. I hope you don't mind. I'm going to speed these along, but basically the description, keywords, and author. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Google said keywords don't count anymore. We're not going to count them. They're not going to hold any weight. The reason this is because many people were doing what's called keyword stuffing, and they were just putting a ton of keywords in there, relevant or not to their website. They just wanted their page to be up front and people to come to their page. And a lot of people doing searches were not getting relevant content. So they said, hey, this doesn't count. However, with that said, putting your keywords in here and having your keywords in your descriptions does help you with the Google search. The Google search engines will go through your website read in the content what your site is about, see what your keywords are, they match those up, and it does help with your site coming up in relative searches. So with that said, let's just go into and add in a description. And I'm just going to put these in here for time's sake. And what I would do is, honestly, 300 words. And I wouldn't write those words. Again, this is not shown on your website. It's not shown on your URL. It's only in here for the search engines to go through them. However, I would write them as if somebody was going to read them. And your web designer, web developer typically does not add these in. It doesn't have anything to do with building the site. So these are things that you're going to have to put on the list. While you're building my site, can you make the meta tag description? Here's the content I'd like you to put in. On the meta tag keywords, here's what I would like you to put in for the meta tag keywords. Now, for the author, typically your web designer usually puts their name in there. They want to be found, show the websites that they have created, be searchable. I prefer to have them put in the company name, but it's a preference. It's completely up to you. Now, if you're using WordPress, I'm just going to go over really quick and show you WordPress. I'm not going to discuss with you today about how to optimize these, make them work best for you. That's not what this is about. This is just about giving you an understanding what meta tags are, what they do, and where they go, and just so you can be aware as you're building your next website. All right, so this is the WordPress version. I use a Yoast SEO. I really like that program. I have my developer add it and make sure I have this space on every single page that I can write a description about the site or about that page or about the offer. And I use 300 plus words. And again, write it as if somebody was going to read it. Do not keyword stuff it. It'll just backfire on you. And the nice thing about Yoast here, you'll see down here at the bottom, you have reds, orange, green. It all starts out with red when you start. As you follow the instructions, they go from red to orange. And then once you hit that sweet spot, it'll go from orange to green, and green is perfect. You're right there. Now, as you can see, this is readability. And then if you click on here, this is keyword. So we're going to go over to the keyword section. Okay, so in the keyword section, same thing. What I like about the keyword section is this is a snippet. The snippet will show up on the website search, and you have some control over how that looks, the look and feel, and what's in it. I really like that. As well as you could put in the focus keywords. And then again, down here, this has everything to do with that. The keywords that you put in there, are the keywords in your description. Again, no keyword stuffing. Are the keywords in there? And did you use the language right? So just again, make sure you read it, you write it as if somebody's going to read it. The search engines oftentimes read those descriptions and they fill in the description here based on your website, but in these snippets, you have control over these. So I really like that. Okay, that's all I have for you on meta tags. Hopefully you have a pretty good understanding of meta tags. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and that's my tip for the day.